I'm not going to introduce an introducer. I'm going to be very short. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Harry Rothenberg. Harry has been a tremendous partner of Project Inspire, who is always looking for more ways of how to disseminate different Torah classes to less affiliated brethren. He really takes initiative, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to Harry Rothenberg from Passaic, New Jersey.
I want to apologize in advance for any party poopers or curmudgeons in the audience who don't like stories. I've got 3 of them. So here's my career. 3 stories. Number 1. Fall of 1990, my legal career begins, where I was able to become a successful personal injury attorney. I first go to law school. So I'm in Cambridge, Massachusetts, day 1, Harvard Law School, first class. Professor David Wilkins, young, dynamic professor, who's still there teaching, probably still dynamic, probably not still young. He says, how many of you have seen the movie Paper Chase? And every hand in the room goes up. Paper Chase was this well-known movie and television series about Harvard Law School and about this tyrant, this monster of a professor, who in his inimitable style would just destroy the students. It was like the Wizard of Oz. By the time he was done, there was like a little puddle left, in front of the seat where the student used to be. He says, how many of you have read 1L? Every hand in the room goes up. 1L is written by Scott Turow. Scott Turow is a famous writer of legal thrillers. If we had to file his books on the shelf, of course we'd file them under Wittelsmann. But in the bookstores, they're filed under legal thrillers. And his first book was called 1L. It was about his experience as a 1L. That's the term used to describe a first-year law student at Harvard Law School. And it's a terrifying book. This was back in the days when they would tell each student on the first day, look to your right, look to your left, because by the end of 3 years, only one of the 3 of you is going to make it to graduation. He says, now, I want you all to know, there may well have been a time when it was like that here, but it no longer is. We are not here to intimidate you, we're not here to dehumanize you, we're not here to humiliate you. So everybody, relax. We're here to educate you. We may even entertain you. And you can feel in the room, there's like this exhalation, like, ah, great. He says, however, I am going to use the Socratic method. Socrates, I'm going to ask a question. They think they invented it. We invented it. We'll open up the Gemara, okay? But they think they invented Socrates, okay? We're going to use the Socratic method. I'm going to ask a question. You're going to give me an answer. I'm going to ask another question, answer. And that's how we're going to learn. Now, unlike in college, where the first class is a meet and greet, in law school, we've already been assigned the writings, the cases. So you've been expected to read 50, 75 pages worth of cases and brief them and analyze them and be ready to talk about them. So he says, all right, so I'm going to need my first guinea pig, I mean my first volunteer. And so I remember this time thinking, my last name is not Kennedy. So I didn't get into law school based on my connections. I got in the old-fashioned way, based on my looks. What's funny about that? I got it based on my grades. I was a good student. But I was thinking, I don't be the first person called on. There was a classmate of mine who used to go around telling people, the reason that I'm matriculated at Harvard Law School is that it's the next step on my eventual plan to become the President of the United States of America. The last time I checked it, he was in the House of Representatives, so we'll see. There was another guy 2 years ahead of me. I used to see him in the gym. He actually went on to become the President of the United States of America. A fellow named Obama. So I don't know, maybe one of those guys wanted to be the first guy called on first class. I didn't. I'm not embarrassed to say. So I'm assiduously looking down, I'm taking notes. He doesn't answer the question. I'm looking down, I don't make eye contact, and I'm the second person in the middle of the second row in the middle. And he's walking, he's pacing back and forth, and he says, okay, here we go. Who can tell me, what did the Smith Court say about non-mutual, defensive, collateral estoppel? Now, when he stops, his shadow is right over my notebook. So I know I'm on, maybe on the firing line. I'm sitting there all, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, like big yarmulke on, first day in law school, okay. He says, how about you, Mr. Jew? You know the expression, died 1,000 deaths, earth opening up beneath you. So the earth opened up beneath me. I'm thinking, oh, I can't believe he did that. He set us up. He said he wasn't going to embarrass us. He called me Mr. Jew because I'm wearing a yarmulke. And I'm thinking, is he even allowed to do that? Isn't that discrimination? How can he, what if I was black and he called me Mr. Black? How can he do that? And I'm thinking, I don't even remember what the question is. I'm looking at my notes and while this is going on, and I'm dying these 1,000 deaths, while this is going on, all of a sudden, the guy directly in front of me starts answering the question. The Asian guy, Thomas Jew, J-O-L. I remember well, thinking, thank you, Chef. So why do I tell that story? Because sometimes we think that we are up to bat, but we're not. Sometimes we're scared, and we shouldn't be. Because, I show myself back. Story number 2. I like to call this my secret origin story. When I was a little baby, my parents put me in a rocket ship and they sent me from the planet Krypton to Earth. I'm sorry, that's someone else's secret origin story. So here's mine. So I came out of law school. I got married right before, I had my first 2 children, believe it or not, and decided I'm going to go back and defer my job. I worked somewhere else before I joined the family business. I decided to go back to yeshiva, back to Rothenberg for another year. I spent 2 years there between college and law school. So my brother was there for the year. He was younger. He was spending a year after high school. And he told me that they had just started a touch football league in Israel, in Yerushalayim. Now it's flourishing, many teams. This was the first year it started. So I said, you have to get me on your team. And we really enjoy playing football. He said, I can't. I said, what do you mean you can't? I'm your brother. He said, I can't. It's my school team. It's oversubscribed. We don't even have enough slots for people in school. I can't get one team. He said, you know what? Call your buddy. Call Jeff Seidel. People know Jeff Seidel. You need a meal, you go to the hotel, Jeff sends you a meal, you need a class, you need anything. Jeff takes care of you. So Jeff and I were friends, not the usual fashion, because we used to work out in the same gym back when I was in yeshiva the prior time. So I called Jeff, I said, Jeff, I heard you have a team in the football league, you gotta get your team. He says, it's true, I do have a team. He says, but it's for Hebrew U students, none of them are from. He says, and I actually saved the slot. I've been trying to figure out who to put on it. I want to put a from person on. I have to find somebody who can actually play. He says, I'll give you that slot, but you have to agree to tutor the quarterback. I said, Jeff, I don't know how to tutor. He said, you'll sit. He said, no, I heard you brought him to a Smith. I didn't like the guy. I said, oh, you'll sit, you'll study with him. I said, Jeff, I don't know how to. He said, you'll sit and you'll study with him. Not, you can't do anything. I said, Jeff, look, I don't want to be selfish. But I have 1 year left to learn in yeshiva before I start my career. I don't have time to tutor, I don't have time to do kira. He said, fine, then I can't get you on the team. I said, you're serious? He said, I'm serious, I have 1 slot. I said, all right, I'll tutor the quarterback. So I get to Rothenberg, afternoon seder, guy walks in, big guy, earring, goatee, shorts, baseball cap on backwards. I said, here comes the quarterback. So we started studying. And then I started studying with the other guys on the team. We started having them over for Shabbos. Then I started studying with other guys on the team. Then I started studying with other guys in Hebrew. By the end of the semester, my entire afternoon's time is spent studying with guys in Hebrew who aren't religious. I have to get other friends because I have too many guys and not enough slots. And then when I left, another guy, a friend of mine, turned it into a center program, which is still going on in Rothenberg. That's why I got my start, the cure of kicking and skating. Why do I tell you that story? Because sometimes you don't think you're up to bat, but you really are. Last story. A few years ago, I said to myself around the Yom Narayim, you know, I speak to college students on campuses, and to law students, and at Shabbatonim, and to organizations, and I meet all these different people, and I have people for Shabbos. You know what I want to start doing? On Sunday night, I'm going to start giving a door tour, and I'm going to use my law firm's conference center. What I'm going to do is I'll send an email out, to a bunch of people. I can think stuff off the top of my head, 20, 30, 40 people, and I'll bet they'd enjoy it. Who knows, maybe 3 will tune in, 5 will tune in, 10 will tune in. I'm going to do this. I am going to. This is my New Year's resolution. I'm going to do this. So of course I didn't do it. Last Yom Kippur, I said, Hashem, I'm going to do this time. So between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, I actually sat down and made the list. I had like 50 or 60 people. I'm going to send it out, and I'll sit, I'm going to prepare it during the week. It's easy. What I'll do is, they won't mind, I'll give it to our Torah from the Shabbos before, so even if I didn't get a chance during the week, for Shabbos, of course, I'm going to have our Torah for the Shabbos table. I'll just tell her over Sunday night, I'm going to do this. And of course, I didn't do it. So I was speaking for Partners in Torah about a year, almost to the day, for Rabbi Goretz in Passaic. And afterwards, a few weeks later, he came over and he said, I was listening to you speak, and for a while now, I wanted to do a video blog. I want to do a short Dvar Torah, under 5 minutes, once a week. I want it to be something that will appeal to people who are secular, but also be something interesting enough for people who are from, so they can share at their Shabbos table, or share it with a coworker or a relative who's not from, and you're the guy. I want you to do it. And I looked at him, and I was thinking to myself, all right, this time I'll do it. And I said, yeah, but film it, where do I have to go? I'm so busy, I got my family, I run an office. He said, I will send somebody to your home to film it. You just have to come up with the Dvar Torah. So I did it in B'li Ayin Hara. If you've seen it, I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't, I hope you have a good excuse. It's on partnersontorah.com. It's on Project Inspire's website, jinspire.org. It's on other websites. You can send me an email, harry@injurylawyer.com. Sorry if that sounds mercenary. Again, harry@injurylawyer.com. Don't ever need that email address unless you're asking me to send you the blog. And so if you're wondering, when you leave this weekend, what can I do? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to shake a non-from person's hand. So this hopefully will help you. You can invite them for Shabbos. And if Shabbos is too much initially, you can send them a blog and share with them. Or after Shabbos, you can share with them. And hopefully that will lead to more learning and to a closer connection. And so I'm just telling you, there are some times you are up, and you know you're up. So all of you, you know it now. You've been here the whole weekend. You're up. That's awesome.
I was in the first class in Yale. To me,